Welcome to Dance Dish. We have so much for you today. We are here with some queens, but we are talking about a prince today. It is a Prince reunion. We are here with Virgie Rodriguez. Hi.
Hello. Hi.
Oh, gorgeous. Lindsley Allen, dressed appropriately in purple here. And Brian Friedman, the very handsome Brian Friedman. All Prince new power generation for, I mean, I guess I could say Prince, but I should just air draw.
It was that.
The
air
artist
symbol.
formerly
Who I'm
known
talking
as.
to.
Tap.
Yes.
The artist formerly known as. Brian, let's start with you. So you were hired to go to Minneapolis,
Yeah.
and you show up, and what happened?
Well, it was a very unusual first job for me. It was a music video for Betcha by Golly Wow,
Okay.
which at this moment he is the symbol.
And you're
Prince.
very young, right?
Oh, I'm a child. I think I'm 19 at this point, and I was a very old child in my mind, but I looked like I was 12.
You still do.
Well, thank you. But my best friend, his name is Guadalupe Bujanda. We grew up in Arizona together, and we booked the job together. And this was a job where there were 25 LA dancers, 25 New York dancers, and at this point in time, the world was not so connected like it is now, and there was a rivalry between New York and LA.
Yes.
So we arrive in Minneapolis, and we're at this hotel. It's called the Chanhassen Inn. And I say Minneapolis, we're not in Minneapolis. We're in Chanhassen.
Okay.
This is like
Yes.
the whitest small town. No offense, Chanhassen. The whitest small town in Minnesota. And we get there, we're in the hotel, we're all meeting each other. It's one of these sort of like stare and whisper type of moments. And my friend packed a bunch of joints in his suitcase.
And flew with them.
Yes, I mean,
Oh, at that
travel
time
was
too?
different.
Right.
Travel was
Well, that's
different in
true,
the
yeah.
90s. This is the era where you could just like stuff it under your shoe. Not that I ever did that.
But bold. That
You do
was
have
bold.
very big
but
boots on.
bold
I'm
and-
wondering what's under those boots.
In bulk. So he rolls all these, he has them in a cigarette carton, and he was like, we should smoke. And I'm like, well, of course we should smoke. So we called some friends and we went to their hotel room, and we're in there, we're all smoking. We're like, this is great, we're gonna have the best night ever. And the phone rings, and they said, come downstairs now. We're going to rehearsal.
No.
And
No.
I just remember like looking around the room and that paranoia that sets in when you smoke sometimes, especially if you're a teenager. So we go and we grab our bags, we go downstairs, they're shuttling us over in buses. And this is the first time we've gone to Paisley Park. And for me as a kid, like Prince was
Yes.
top.
Absolutely.
Top of the chain, and you don't want to meet someone who you idolize stoned.
And so this is the first time you're learning choreography,
Wait.
going there.
We don't know what we're doing. We have no clue. We're working for Jamie King and Tina Landon.
Wow.
Again, two people who you just don't want to mess up in front of. So I'm incredibly paranoid, not just being in front of them and not being at Paisley Park and not thinking Prince might walk in the room right now, but also in front of 49 other dancers who are judging you because the looks, those were severe looks.
And
Those
you're paranoid. 'cause
New
you're
York
on lead.
looks. So we
Wait,
get
what?
there,
I don't-
we walk up to this massive white building, and it was just this mysterious place that you weren't sure if it was real. And we walk into this rehearsal room, and everyone's just standing around wondering what's gonna happen. And we start rehearsal. They start teaching us choreography. They're teaching us partner choreography. So not only am I having to dance, but I'm having to be responsible for my partner. And bless her heart, she's a nightmare on Elm Street. My partner, I love her spirit and energy, but she rushes like a motherfucker. And so I'm paranoid because she's off and we're like bumping into each other and it's really chaotic. And then
no.
there's a story on the way there that is you don't say his name.
Okay.
Whatever you do, don't say his name. People are like, well, what do we call him? And you're like, well, you Purple? But you just don't address him.
don't
If he
say
comes in, you don't look at him in the eye, don't speak to him. And then TJ Espinoza,
Wait, really? So no looking at him, no saying his name.
no. But is this even true? That's the question.
No, but
is-
I do remember they would just say, he's here. And we knew what
Okay.
that meant. He is here.
It means get on your P's and Q's.
Yeah.
He's in the building.
But
These days
like,
they
there's
think,
so
like,
many
they're here.
stories.
Yeah.
TJ Espinoza said, he was like, well, you say,
Oh,
That's how you refer to him. And then in my head, I'm like, do we really? Like, that can't be true. So we're here, and then
Did you try it?
this feeling comes into the room, and it's just one of those things where it's almost like the hairs go up on your arms and there's a chill, and that's what happened when he walked in the room, at least to me. Or maybe it's because I was high.
No, that happened.
that
I felt that happened.
But I could
That
feel
energy,
it. And I'm
yeah.
a Gemini, you're a Gemini, he's a Gemini.
He's a Gemini.
Purple is a Gemini.
They're
so
a Gemini.
I have that intuitive
Yeah.
thing going on. But I felt him walk in the room, and he was in one of those big old puffy jackets with the hood over,
And the
he-
heels.
little
Heels. And the little heels.
and
little
little
heels.
legs and heels walking, and I looked in the mirror and I saw him. He was right here behind me, and this is the first time I had ever come into contact with him, and I just remember the stress of wanting to nail the choreography right.
Yes.
Andrew Stone.
Apparently I did, because I got asked to come and stay for the little thingy that they did after. So it
What
was.
was the little thing you did after?
He invited some people to like a party type thing where we were able to come after hours, and they turned the
What was
sound stage
that?
in. I mean, it was by little. I
club.
mean, like
It
a
was
lot
club
of
in
people.
the
Yeah.
back.
It was a club.
It was
He
a
had
club
a
he
sound
had in the back.
stage / club that was at Paisley Park that he would turn into a
club.
concert
But we
hall.
did
Some
concerts.
people weren't
Yeah.
invited and some people were.
Yeah, some people weren't invited and some people were. So apparently he
I
liked
remember
me.
I was drinking a beer. And
course. At rehearsal?
No, and not
After.
rehearsal, at the party afterwards. And he walked behind me and he just said, that's not good for you. That's all he said was like, that's not good for you.
Oh,
like,
those
I just
moments.
remember him being like sort of otherworldly.
He was
so that
not.
feeling was
Beer
like
makes
real.
you
like-
puffy, honey.
yeah,
Beer
he
does-
did not
well,
like the beer. He didn't like me drinking beer.
He knew. We should have listened. Little did he
Oh,
know I was
wow.
high, but maybe he did
Okay.
know I was high.
This deserves a toast. Here's to being 19 and stoned and seeing the purple paisley god whose name we will not mention, but we will dance with and party with all night. Here's to Dance Dish. Cheers.
Cheers.
Dance dish.
Dance dish.
Dance dish.
Work it, yes. 5, 6, 7, 8.